Well, it's a lovely February day. It's about 20 degrees outside, and I'm frying a turkey. Behind me is my Charbroil Big Easy infrared fryer. I've had it for about 5 years now, and it has easily been one of the best cooking devices I've ever purchased. I've used it to fry chicken, turkey, beef, pork, wings, all sorts of different hunks of meat. And it has been so good. It feels sort of like cheating when you cook with this thing because the results are so good and it's so much easier than a lot of options out there, especially cooking in hot oil. Growing up in Kansas, we had a turkey fryer and we did it a few times. We almost set our garage on fire a time or two, and we're lucky we got away without any burns. It was good turkey, but the amount of effort and waste that came out of every turkey was just too much, though, because each batch of peanut oil you got to get about 2 gallons worth, which is not cheap, and then it's only good for about two fryings. We get to throw it away and buy more. Um, of course, there's the safety issue. Uh, you can set your house on fire, all that stuff. And if you have a turkey that's partially frozen and you put it in hot oil, the turkey will explode and set everything on fire for quite a distance. It's not ideal. And it's good food, but I don't want to burn to death. Enter the Charbroil Big Easy. Instead of hot oil, you have a metal tube with meat inside, and then you have a burner ring around the tube, and that gets the metal really hot, and that makes it give off infrared light or infrared heat, which cooks the meat. And there isn't any air moving around the meat, so it doesn't dry it out. Um, Time wise, it's a little bit slower than an oil fryer. This turkey here is going to take about 3 hours, I think. In an oil fryer, it'd be 45 minutes to an hour, but you got to keep in mind with this kind of fryer, you turn it on and you're cooking right away. With an oil fryer, you have to pour the oil and get it hot for about 45 minutes to an hour before you can start cooking the meat. So it washes out pretty far. Also, with a turkey fryer that uses oil, you can't use any real spice rubs or anything because it'll just get washed away and ruin the oil. With this, you can put whatever spices you want on it, and they're cooked into the meat so well. It also gives you the best skin you've ever had. It's so crispy, and it melts so much of the fat out. So you get this crispy, light skin. One of my favorite things to do with this fryer is take it to a friend's party and cook the meal for them with it. I'll cook the turkey or a couple chickens for them, and it can do up to a 16-pound turkey, which is quite a good amount of meat. Um, every time I cook at my friend's Thanksgiving party, everyone just goes crazy for it. It starts off a bit of a feeding frenzy, and everyone just, way to go, way to go! I love this meat. I was like, it was the fryer. I can't take any credit for it. I just set up the fryer and cook it. There are a few caveats for this product. In the literature, the owner's manual for this fryer, they say about 10 minutes of cooking for every pound of turkey meat, or 15 minutes of cooking for every pound of chicken meat. I found it takes a lot longer to cook a bird, whatever kind of meat you have. Based on the weight of this turkey, the guidelines are to cook for about 2.5 hours. I'm going to cook it for 3 hours, and then I'm going to check the temperature, um, because it's not as quick as they say it'll be. There's been like the first few times I used it, I really misjudged when the meat would be ready, and I had a lot of people waiting for their turkey for about an hour longer than they should have. And were like, Logan, when's the meat? When's the meat gonna be ready? And I was like, I'm trying. I don't want to give you all poisoning or anything. Um, but so always plan with a good cushion of time before dining. It's always good to let the meat rest for 20 minutes or so before you cut into it because it'll be very hot when you take it out of there.
Another thing, because of the unpredictability with cooking, it's good to use a meat thermometer to make sure it's actually done on the inside. You want to cook it till it's about 160 degrees inside the meat, inside the thickest portion of the breast, and let it carry over for about 20 minutes on your counter. Do not use what they call a probe thermometer or a metal wired thermometer because the infrared heat will actually get into that wire and throw it off and possibly damage your thermometer. So don't leave one in there while it's cooking. And also, if there's one of those little plastic pop-out thermometers, be sure to remove it before you put your turkey in here, or else it'll melt, and that is not good eats.
Another caveat is outdoor temperature really affects this fryer. Right now it's about 20 degrees, and that is going to slow down the cooking a bit too. So after 3 hours, I expect the meat to take a little bit more cooking. I live in North Dakota, so if you want to cook outside, having to cook at 10 below is within the realm of possibility. And when I've cooked turkeys that cold outside, it added a considerable amount of time to the frying time. Also, always make sure you have enough propane. This is a fresh tank hooked up right now. There have been times where I misjudged the amount of propane I had and wound up running out of propane in the middle of a cook and having to run to the store for a refill right away. When in doubt, go ahead, get a refilled tank. It'll save the embarrassment of having to run out and get propane, especially if you're cooking on a holiday and most places are closed. Just prepare. Another cool thing that this fryer does is, let's say you didn't totally get your turkey thawed before you started cooking. Like I said, with a oil fryer, you could have a turkey explode and cause damage to life and limb and property. With this fryer, it just means you cook it a little longer. It doesn't care if you have a frozen chunk of meat in there or not. It just does its job. On the bottom of this fryer, there is a little pan where you can put these little metal pans to catch the drippings and make gravy. Char-Broil charges way too much money for those little food grade pans. So if you want to make gravy, I would just put a skillet on the ground underneath this thing and it'll catch all the drippings for you. That saves you a lot of money and will spare you a step in the process. All that being said, this is a great product. It is easily worth the $100 I paid for it on sale. They've probably gone up since then. You can check on Amazon or Walmart, wherever, if you want to see. But for the amount of value it's given us, it's still in great condition after 5 years of pretty regular use. It cooks meat very, very well and makes a lot of people happy.